Wow. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday to everyone and Merry Christmas in advance. You're welcome tonight. Weekly market update and review. It's an amazing time, and we know we're in the festive season, and I know definitely good number of people will be busy, but of course, no matter how busy you are, there's a need to make money because you are busy and then money needs to be made. Please feel connected and you can hear me live and direct. Type 111 on the comment section. Even though you can hear me live and direct, type 111 on the comment section. You're hearing me, I'm audible enough. Quickly type 111 on the comment section and let's write together. Yes, I need to see 111 on the comment. Thank you very much. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much. You can hear me loud and clear. Any other person hearing me loud and clear? Type 111 on the comment section. We need to make money. All we talk about is how to make money and how to multiply money, all right? But of course, everything we do is to educate the people and educate populace. Thank you very much. Is to give us a tool. So everything we talked about, it's giving people guidance and of course directive on how you can independently get involved in the global financial market. Okay. Now, make weekly market update tonight. It's going to be brief, cut across all the financial market, as it were. And but I quickly we have to say, some of you have read on our platform. I was telling us about some modalities that are going to be happening. All right, in like if you're in Nigeria, for instance, and then why I told a lot of people to diversify into buying some stocks because it's about where is money going to. Most time when we're trading or when we're buying or investing in an opportunity, so what we want to look at first is that where is money actually going to? And so all the thing we do, technical analysis and all of that in the market is to see where is money actually projected to go to. And if you cannot identify where is money going to or where the move, what is the next move, then it's quite unfortunate. So it's not enough to have technical understanding. It's not enough to be in the financial market. It is important to know how the operations is like. Actually, getting to get awareness and access to vital information, and that help a lot. Last week, we're talking about a particular coin which I'm going to show, and I think I've sought the market today, make about 50% on that same market. And then I've already long the market again, the same coin. And then we were talking about the coin last week. We say it came down to 16 cents and all of that. And as at that time, we're talking about it last week was about 23 cents. And now we say maybe who knows? The following day, after we talked about in the office, the following day we saw it at about 32 cents. So if you look at it, I'm going to show you some of those things. If you look at it from that, if you look at it from that 23 cent to 32 cent, you know how much money has been made. Okay, so that's one of the things we actually tell people. So let's quickly go into the market and let me give us some aha effect and then kind of basic review about the market. Now, no matter what you're talking about the market, so quickly we're going to look at the indices, all right, the indices of the market. So what is the indices of the market? The hinge of the market is basically the DXY because that's what holds the dimension and everyone want to look at. And I saw that the market was trying to DXY try last week to return back up to a point. I've told us we've been struggling with DXY for quite a amount of time and they try as much as possible to have return. Remember when I told us that until and until we are out of this point, then we have nowhere to go. And then we have like kind of double top and return back down here. We have in the neckline got broken and then we return down here. So now what's going to happen now this week? So give and take, we just so can just take all this. So give and take, we saw last week that the market tried to make a bounce, and but we couldn't have that level. You have to understand that we're in the festive season too, and market will be a little bit very volatile, and of course it can kick you out. So to be very healthy, you may not even want to expose yourself to so much market as it were. Now, so give and take, if you look at it dimensionally, so let's look at it. That means the US dollar index may be still traveling down as much as possible, right? Okay, so if your US dollar index still going to be traveling down, Then we're going to have the euro and otherwise taking their own move as it were. So, but what we're looking at now is that the euro USD, the DXY still finding its way up and all of that, and that will press down to an extent other market, especially now here you have this, and disregarding this um, double top and neckline breaking. We're looking at it as this as a low, and then this broke the low, and then we'll push up, and then this another break. So we want to look at it now. So if it's a new break, now that means you're going to still have this week the market to first of all push up to somewhere here, all right? So if it's going to push up to someone there, then that means Euro USD will still come down to an extent. So before we sell them, but definitely it looks at the year dollar will still go down, coupled with the festive and other factors put together. So what am I supposed to be doing? So I always tell us when it has to do with trading, those of us who are trading forex, is that as long as the UDXY is weakened, then you should have strength of I have a position that is running on Euro USD since last week. It has not been closed. I still have it running. And if you are part of a insider, if you are part of Planbxpress cash flow solution, you'll know that they drop a signal like that there. If you are on the inner cord, even on the free group, I think I dropped a signal like that. And there were so many factors. I had this key level being rejected, and then other factor put together, like the power of three playing out. So if I take out this, you're going to see what I actually worked on for Euro USD. And more reason why was this very simple is that I expected um, the market, right? Give and take, all right? So give and take are expected as the market take a reversal from here and then a continuation of a swing and then a return and swing, and then we have a break of structure, and so then we have a pullback. And so if that is the case, give and take, then even if Euro USD is going to continue next week, but I needed the Euro USD probably if I'm going to take my Fibonacci retracement from there and then even taking it up here, so that means I needed to actually rest in between this region. Haven't looked at even the fair value gap that was emerged from this point to this point. By the time I take the 50%, it should come to the OTE. All right. So it should come to OTE, which is between 61 and 75 or 79. And so that means Euro USD still needs to return down maybe to 1.6697 region or perhaps touch the base. And then that means if you're able to do that very quickly next week, then you can look for a buy up for Euro USD. Maybe if you are not on a short position right now, then you probably want to be waiting for Euro USD within the region of 1.655 or 1.6, or let's say the region of 1.66, 1.166 region back to 1.6564 region for you to look for a buy. So if you're not in and you are probably not even calculating enough, then you should be looking for a buy maybe between Tuesday, Wednesday next week for a buying opportunity for Euro USD. But some of us already have position, we sell down. But that doesn't mean that this cannot be taken and then the market continue. It all depends on what DXY actually play out to be probably next week. Now, this can be, of course, there's positive correlation, of course, with GBP USD. So you're going to find the same thing. I was on this trade too, that is USD JPY, and it took a very long time. This trade took me, was on this trade on one of the platforms. I think it took me for like 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really remember. So it will go and come, it will go and come, and all of that. So now, so what should we be looking at? I don't think there's any fundamental around what's it called around JPY perhaps. But if all things being equal, then the market's going to have its own momentum, as it were. Like I said, then we should be taking out, uh, getting consolidated of this swing high. Okay, so once we're able to take out, and then if that confirmations from DXY got weakened, then that means we'll be looking for sell on USD JPY, next week after taking out this high region, as it were. Except that, and except that if the DSY sustain up move to an extent, then that's where you'll be targeting 160 for USD JPY, for another entry. So I think this is the similar thing you're still going to have in other spare, like GBP USD. GBP USD ought to have bounced, right? So, but with just like still other factors put together, that has not really given what you were supposed to have in GBP USD. So, but this week, maybe we'll still go a little bit sideways, then before we take off for GBP USD. There are few instruments I was in since that last week, like USD card, right? Yeah, so USD card. So if the USD, like I said, still able to get its momentum, if not, maybe when it gets up to this point, it may be getting some rejection, and that's going to lead to a kind of sell for USD card and all of that. Those of you who trade the Euro SND, some of us who traded it last week, and though Euro USND was supposed to be taking a slower dimension, all right, having gotten up to this point and all of that, have this, so probably we should be having some level of rejection that SND should be Euro SND from next week. We're supposed to be having a sell back to this uh, bottom here. That is if at all we have that rejection by next week as well. All right, so that's what I can give for you on the currencies and of course other currency. I don't trade too many currencies, okay? So but this and this are very, very optimal that we can take dimension on, okay? Now we had a very beautiful trade last week on Euro SND. If I'm not mistaken, I think it should be on our daily day trading and scalping setup. And I think it was beautiful at 300 and something pips and all of that that happened. So let's jump quickly look at gold, okay? So let's quickly look at gold of what gold have been struggling to break out of the all-time high previously created. It's just rejection and all of that. And then we're looking for another sell opportunity last week, but we couldn't have that. So perhaps this week, so I'm looking for the market to still sell that to 4200 region and all of that. But give and take, we're able to fake out this week, the opening of market today, and then fake out this, and then return back. Then we'll be looking for sell to the downside. So, but you understand that maintaining a sideways for a very long time at this region is not a bad thing because that's the character of gold. Now, what's my candid advice, not a financial advice anyway, is that you look for a way to go down to a lower time frame. That's why we have different tools and instruments that can help you to scalp the market and then still get your appropriate stuff. Now, going to Bitcoin. As for Bitcoin, remember I've told us that ultimate direction, I have a kind of a region that Bitcoin, there was the spring previously, and that was what I've been talking about 70 something thousand dollars and then $74,000 or $72,000. A Bitcoin could come to take out this spring as we have the trust up here. So, but you can see what Bitcoin have been trying all and all, struggling here and there and all of that. So this movement was, so we're targeting 91,000 dollars. So probably we'll have that this week. Let me check. There's some factors. So we'll have this week, and if we have the rejection, probably that's what's going to take us down. When we entered, Bitcoin have a character of like crashing when you enter 24th, 25th. Sometime 23rd, 25th, a massive crash, and then probably 25th, 26th, you see a leap. And so I'm not going to be surprised when we have that, and then before having another leap up and all of that. Many probably will be still be asking me, are we in the bull run now, or are we still in the bull run now? Are we in bear market? I've always tell us trading the market is for you to know when to buy, when to exit, and then of course booking of your profit. Because there's some coin you can hold for as long as possible, but you have booked your profit when it was made available on the table. So for Bitcoin, it's very dicey. Yeah, I short it last week and I bought some and then kept doing that here and there for Bitcoin. Though, of course, there are a few coins that are actually taking a dimension along with Bitcoin too. Things like Solana. All right. So Solana too have been trying, but you probably could be having more of scalping and day trading in some of them recently, and all of that. Okay. Now I was telling some of us. So before I will show to other strategy we used. Now on the stock market, uh, actually, right. I was remembering many of us about the First Bank shares last. That was the last month or last 3 months when I was telling people. Now, one of the thing about market, one of the thing about the financial market is that technical, it's an empirical study. Fundamental is behavioral in nature, and no matter how technically savvy you are, if you don't pay close attention to information and understand the behavioral pattern of people. Even like just I use a case study of Fibonacci retracement, the developer or the programmer or the author created it around the human psychology and reaction to trading and all of that, and then prepare a sequence and all stuff. Now, this shares was I talked about it. A lot of people probably want to jump to it now. Well, can I still buy? Well, a stock that probably have potential of going to 130 naira per share, and then it's still just at less than 15 naira. Why not? But I'm afraid you can see perpetually for more than how many days last week. So that's to tell you all through last week, one, two, three, four, five. From Monday till Friday was a perpetual move from 31 naira. In fact, it came back to 28 naira when I was telling some other person, I can remember, right? So you can imagine, so most time, because when I tell people to buy stock, they tell you, "Oh, no money in stock and all of that." Say you don't understand. So that means within a week and all of that, it moved from over 50 to 60%. Oh yeah, that's it. And so and now there's so many stocks that are doing well like that and all of that. I know that like Sterling Bank is still down, and so that can still form your decision to find a way to buy, such a stock, right? Because by the time you get to 20 naira and all of that, that's when you look back at, I saw this stock when it was 7 naira, all right, in the public offer and all of that. Okay. Then some international stock, there was a stock I was telling some people, yeah, we bought this stock last week and it pulled back, and I think I expected that my target was that the stock was going to be going to 21 naira dollar per shares when it pulled back to $17. These are foreign stocks. Those of us who are trading. If you go to our platform, if you do not have our trading platform, our stock trading platform, you can after now you can ask in our group, how can I have the trading foreign stock trading platform? Then we will give it to you, and you register, verify your account, and then you can buy stock. And so there was a stock I was studying that chances of this stock to go to, I think that particular stock did over 21% within one day, and so now this one pull back, right, and I expect a rally probably to $21. So somebody will ask me, can I still buy? Some people bought that last week at that 19 naira or $19 per shares, but just that there was a very good discount back to $17 per shares and all of that. So it's not different because these are the things I tell people what you do in buying stock, in buying crypto, it's not different. It's the same thing, but it's just your approach and strategy you adopt, to buy into them as much as possible, building up yourself and all of that. And in fact, I kept telling some friends, if people can be buying stock and making money, so what stops you from buying and selling, crypto and then make a lot of money at interval for you? Okay, so it's very, very important. So we talked about the crypto, talked about the forex, talked about uh, the stock. So the same thing to happen. The only thing different is that if those people who are trading, all right, that will want to take advantage of synthetics. Okay. So if not, I will have done some kind of activities on those of us who trade synthetic trading, like the reef synthetic, well trade synthetics, and all of that. Okay. So, but give and take, these are the basic things that you need to look at. So somebody want to ask me, please, if I want to start trading now, I want to take advantage of opportunity. What exactly am I supposed to do? It's very simple. Today, things are more simplified than you ever have, exactly in the financial market. Like I was sharing with some persons the other time, and I said, "Hey, making money now it's a lot easier than before." But the complexity is that we get glued to things that are more deceptive in nature, and those are the factors making people not to maximize, profit or build consistent growth of their, investment. Now, why do I say this? Because let me use an example. I'll probably have to go to another portal. Let me just quickly bring out a portal for us. Okay, excuse me. Okay, excuse me. Right. So, okay, I'm sure you can see my screen. Okay, now um, there was a coin. I mentioned it, and I've mentioned it not only on our subscribe group on general group. So this token, so this was the token wet. Now, now this token, look at what happened last week when I was teaching in the class. The token was 23 cents. Yes, somewhere here, somewhere here. Now there's a dimension I always love people to pay attention to in trading, either crypto, sport, forex, stock, retailing, and all of that. Getting involved in the financial market is not difficult, but we ourselves are very difficult. Now, when this token was given last week, you can see even when we entered some positions. So when it was given, or that was not last week, that was more than how many weeks ago, it was called, and then before it was listed. After the list, it moved very well and then dumped very well. And I was telling some persons, dumped down to like a 10 cent. And I was telling some persons, this token is going to be listed on Bybit, then you can wait to buy. So I call this type of token an opportunity coin, right? So, and because the first thing you want to pay attention to in trading is spot, if you're coming into crypto, okay? The spot. Because why spot? The reason for spot is that it reduces your risk exposure. But for the fact that it's spot, that doesn't mean you just buy coin randomly. Now, so after the move, that was over 200 and something percent, we have a very massive pullback. And then we rally back. And I told everybody, I said, oh, if you know what's good, but right now there was so many narratives both on Bybit, on Binance, and all of that. They listed it and they were doing a whole lot of things. Though you can see that up to now, it has not gotten back to the first move. That's about 30 something pips, 34, 35 pips. Oh, sorry. Yeah, cent. So here we come. The market continues to die, and then we'll have a nice spring here. Now, listen, from that week, if anyone who was paying attention, look at this spring. This is about 59%, and that was a very massive one. Then, assuming after it has leveled down here, you actually bought, but it was wasting your time. No problem. At the end of the day, I can tell you within 3 weeks, you probably will have traded it like two, three times or four times. And then repeatedly, you have done like 50, 59%. Now, maybe another 50 something percent is preparing now. So maybe after now, you can go, if you have not bought it, you can go to check if there can be a good entry for you. But I actually sold it down now and then took profit this morning on future anyway. And now I'm in the long position on it. So let's say if you're going to buy this token now, let's check it from here. So if it's going to register, let's also say that if it's going to register itself up move and break this structure here, so you can do average of 20 25% if you're buying this coin, all right? But of course, you have to be conscious that this token too can come down. All right. So you can check how much can I afford to let go so of my money. So if you're getting it right now, let's say you say okay, because it's sport, not future, maybe say 10% of your money. So that means you're gonna pay to stop loss here. So your target your take profit probably at this point starts about 30 cents. All right. So that means about 30%, that's going to be 20%. So if you put in $1,000 or $500, all right, so 10% of $1,000 is just $100. And now if it's going to do 20% of your $1,000, that's going to give you $200. Very possible? Yeah. Okay. So, but of course, Bitcoin to have to take the lead, and then you can find a very fantastic move. But I think because I enter long from here to target here, that's going to do me maybe like 120% because I use 10x of the leverage, as it were. Okay, so that's what it is. When we talk about taking advantage of opportunity. Now, right now, right now, a lot of people still do not see the opportunity in exploring other related market kind of a thing. Now, when I talk about stock, there are two major things you can do on stock. Number one, you can retail it, which is speculating, buy and sell. Okay. Number two, um, yeah. So number two, okay, I saw like last week I bought what was this? Is it BAC? Yeah, Bank of America. Yes, that was last week or so. Oh yeah, yes, it was last week. So Bank of America last week, because of course there are fundamental information we got about it. So if you look at it now, let's say I haven't bought from here to here. Okay, that's just about no. I think okay, this is 1 hour time frame. I bought it was it last week and all of that because it did just about 7% where we bought it from. This is 1 hour, sorry. So 7%, it all depends on how much you put in there. And of course, one of the advantage you are having is that okay, you are buying into a company, a legitimate kind of a thing and all of that. So even if you take 1, 2, 3 weeks or 1 month, 2 months to do 10, 30, 40% for you, it's worth it. Right? So you buy retailing into stock and then you buy to hold for more dividend, right? Because I will never forget about MTN, even though, with the local currency, when I kept emphasizing about MTN to people, people do not pay attention. And at that time, the price was at first 158 naira. I was in 2019 or so. Then even when it was at 185 till last year, even up to this year, January, if I'm not mistaken, people do not see it. And now let me tell you, this thing can move now and go to over $1,000 plus because that's the same thing Presco did over time. And then you have it, dividend come like twice a year or something. You have more loads of it. You get paid as dividend, and that sounds like a salary. All right. So that's one of the things I kept emphasizing for people. So I write the name of the coin down wet, so maybe later you can buy it. So if you do you 20% this week or next from or throughout this week or before Christmas and all of that, that can help you to get some things and all of that. Okay, so then other thing we have is that we have opportunity for you to take advantage of or to leverage on copy system. Okay, to leverage on copy system. So we have copy trading automation that can help you, where you can invest in buy. Okay, register on broker and connect your account. You don't need to be under any pressure. Okay, how do I trade and all of that. In fact, we've been able to update about 2 or 3 segments of copy diversification, and maybe before next year or by next year beginning before the first quarter is over, we'll have had about 3 or 4 more additional so that you can have spread or diversification, to make more money on a daily basis. Now, example of it, let me show you something, how some regular kind of inflow happens. Yeah, let me go here. Let me show you why. Oh no, I'm not talking about hype. I'm talking of consistent strategy to make money on a monthly basis and all of that. Okay, let's see here. Uh, Economy. Okay, yeah. So let me show you one of the example here. Now, this is an example here, right? Look at what we talk about consistency in making money. Now, this is a strategy. We have a system that provides this strategy. They have, in a particular automation, we have two major strategy. Uh, okay, it was one. I added second one not long, and this is the second one. Like this one, strictly trade on Euro USD, while the other one strictly trade on gold. But look at it. I'm going to explain something to you, surprise you. That one, of course, they are highly conservative and doing average of 1% in the month. Maximum they've ever done was like this 1.778%. So, but look at these guys now. From March to now, it has been profitable month. So when we talk about profitable month, that means in a day you can lose trade. Okay, all right, you can lose trade back to back. Maybe in a week you may not even make any money, and then over time. So, but if you look at it in the month of November that just passed, this is about 2.5%. But then let me explain something to you. The question you asked me, fellas, what am I going to do with 2.5%? Why you're thinking that way is that the whole money you have is just $100, or the whole money you have is just $1,000. So you'll be punching your calculator to look at if I put $1,000, I'm making 2% there, how much that. But today we have power of leverage. Now there's a situation whereby look at this, you see this 2.5%. It's in a platform where we actually look for amplify system is actually 2.5 multiplied by 24. That's that's crazy 60 whopping percent. So let's say, so what it then means is that let's say I have $1,000 or I have $2,000 into a system of amplification. So it's going to be multiplied by 24. That's going to be 48,000. So that 2.5% is on 48,000. Come on, I think I hope I'm typing the right thing. Two 24,000, 24 multiplied by 2,000. So that's about 48,000. So it is on these you are doing that times 0.025, right? So that means $1,200. So $1,200 on your $2,000. That's 60%. Now this is what we do. We spread tentacles. There's some that are going to give you like maybe just 3% in a whole month, 2%. Then some you even buy and it never move because of capital appreciation. Like I talked about stock and I talked about some spot trading, buying into the some coins as you buy it and hold, and we actually expect a move up and the market didn't move up. And so that can have some effect to you. But no, when is this market gonna move up and all of that? So just like I said, let me show us some things. Like I said, about this what is it, okay, just like how it said about I enter a trade already on this same coin. Now what if market go bad this week? All right, so look at it. What if market go bad this week? Then that means I may not make money. Okay, so what do you think about pump fund token and XRP? Okay, I'll quickly check that shortly. So imagine this now, right? Imagine that I've sold this coin because of future trading. Now, so imagine that I've sold this coin we call future trading, and I'm trading it both for spot and futures. Now, so my signals telling me that it's only 15 minutes that is bullish. Every other thing is bearish about it. So now I've already bought on future trading is already generating profit. But I'm targeting that okay, if you can return back to this point, which means if you can return back to this point, I'm going to do about 30 something percent this week on it. So if I use 10x, that's going to be 300%. But what if the market refuse because Bitcoin does not give what it's supposed to give for the week? There's still going to be a problem, right? Because if I go back to, let's go to 4 hours, okay, so you can see that Bitcoin is still struggling within the range and all of that. So whatever that's going to make Bitcoin to crash back down to $84,000, so you can expect some of this token to crash further. Do you understand? And so with that, that means you're going to look at the market I want it to go up, can return back to maybe 17 cents. So if it's on spot, I do nothing and expect it to rebound back. So when it rebound, and I'm going to take somebody was asking a question. So quickly, let me look at it. Somebody said XRP and pump phone coin. All right, so just a moment. Let me just show you guys something. Sorry. Let me just do that XRP quickly, and then we call it today. Okay, so now looking at XRP for the question the fellow asked. Now, if you look at XRP, it actually having more strength of recovery than some other tokens, right? But nevertheless, still on a downtrend, right? So now, if I look at XRP with immediate action, is to look at inwardly, saying, okay, XRP, here you are. If I take in on just a structure, so I'm taking an XRP, looking at it from this perspective, is break of structure, and then a break of structure, and then probably have an external range over here. You get it now? So give and take, if XRP, Bitcoin will struggle to return down. So that means you have to still be very careful about XRP to look at probably to return back to about $1.6 and all of that. So before you can see you find an entry, you get it now. So that for XRP at one point, go have so many region that you can test back here, like in the fair value gap down here. So with that region, so per fund that's fund coin, fund. Sorry, I need to take all this. Oh, so here. Okay, yeah. So so that does not really have edge of bouncing for now because money is moving from one region to another. So once money move away from some of those regions, that's why I'm talking about timing. So you have to be aware of that and then be careful to know when to move your money to another sector and all of that. So I think XRP have more life to actually recover than the pump fund and as it were. But all depends on what Bitcoin we play. So if Bitcoin refuses to play well, then it's only silent token that probably not everyone will have an awareness about that's going to bring up as high as possible. All right. So of course, you want to see what the market closed tonight and open tomorrow for you to determine what next to do or when to find and entry in some of those tokens. All right. So okay, what do you think about okay, portfolio? Okay, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. What? Okay. Wait, okay, okay. So a lot of people are making lots of money, so much money on wet token. When I talked about it, and then when we bought, and one of the things is that sometimes when I give a token, and then you made money, and that's why we say everybody need to have basic knowledge, right? If you have basic knowledge, when a token is given, you know when to buy, add to your position, rebuy again, and all of that. Just like what the pump wet token did. And if you do not have that, that's why you subscribe to platform where you can get in information. Because I remember I kept dropping the token, and just like when I was trading this token as much as possible, that was this coin ZEC. You make a lot of money and you still have more full energy even to do a whole lot of things. This token, I called it out when it was 50 something dollars. Yes. So you can see a token that was like literally going nowhere for a very long time. You understand? Look at it. Look at the ZEC, 300, and then look at it here. You'll be just get disgusted around it, 50 something dollars, and it was there flat. Imagine since 2022, right? Just do leaping. It was literally leaping, right? And then 2024, leap up a bit to $80, right? And return back. Now, see, it was not normal algorithm that pushed this. It was information. The people just some group of people in Coinbase just came in and picked this because of the nature of the token and all of that. So imagine if you'll be holding this and all of that, you do not really understand all through 2024 and now. So imagine this token just this year. Yes, I remember when I was talking. I still remember. So I didn't even look at it on time at September, but it was October something, September ending. I remember at $54. So imagine a token in that direction from $54 in September, and it went to 700 and something dollars. That's already established token. Amen. That gave about 1,000. Now, from there to that point, so the whole time I did 1,400 and something percent within the frame of whatever. So now, after then, if I when we first got there about $300, I would already say, okay, we're done. Then we kept moving. And then you see that the energy this token still carries much, right? Yeah. Oh, very good. So if that is the case, so even if this token is not going to do half of this, because when you get to 700, in front I was saying 750, I was saying, hey, the journey is over and all of that. Then it moved back and returned back again. Of course, that was a very serious rejection and all of that. So, but give and take, when Bitcoin is still going to make, maybe I want to trade futures and Bitcoin is still going to make some move, 25, 30% is not a bad deal. Then if I'm using 5x times 5, so that's going to be 150% of the trade. So this token you can have to put eye on it, even though it's already expensive. But those of you who trade futures, you probably want to take on. In fact, the point was competition between it and Zen. Look at it, the same Zen from that $6 from that September, right, to how much? To about $24. Zen. That was it. Okay, so this is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And so we have so many opportunity to help people make money. It all depends on you to pay close attention. All we do is to educate, enlighten, and present opportunity for you. So, and that's why we're running promo and we say, hey, take advantage of Planbxpress Cash Flow Solution Club. Subscribe. You have access to crypto trading. You have access to future, crypto, sport, forex trading, signals, so many things, and you have access to passive income strategy, stock trading, recommendations and all of that. Then you are able to be making money while you are learning. That's the big biggest aspect of it as much as possible. All right, thank you very much. You to have a nice rest. Enjoy yourself. Merry Christmas in advance.